So I think by now everyone's gone back to school. I know around here people go back at the beginning of August, some of y'all don't go back till after Labor Day, but in the middle of September I think everyone's back in school now. All this talk about back to school has got me thinking about my own school experiences, and I was kind of thinking about like what I would do different in college, kind of knowing what I know now, because at the time all the choices I made seemed like good ones, but now I know how things turn out, and also I'm more mature as a 24-year-old than I was like as an 18-year-old going into college, so I would have made some really different choices. So obviously I can't go back, even if I had a time machine, can't go back in my own time stream, you know. So I thought maybe if I make this video and tell you about some of the things I would change, it would help you guys maybe who are still in college. First thing I would do differently is not declare a major right away. For some reason I felt like I couldn't go in undeclared, which you can, by the way. That's, you know, I'm pretty sure every school that's the thing you can do. Like, you don't have to declare a major, and at my school it was like until end of your sophomore year, I think, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty common. Like, you don't have to declare a major right away, but I felt like I had to, so I just kind of like picked one and stuck with it. And funny thing is, I picked the major I did because I thought it would definitely get me a job, which it didn't. But now I know that if you go in undeclared, then you can take classes and things that interest you. And at my school, and again I think at most schools, they have classes for freshmen. It's like intro to whatever your major is, and you kind of like learn a little bit about like kind of what it is that you're going to be studying and what it's all about, and really like basic general things. And for undeclared majors, you learn a little bit about like every major. So I think that would have been helpful. I think it would have been nice to take some different classes and kind of get a better idea of what I wanted to do instead of just declaring right away. Related to that, I would focus less on my major, and this is what I've heard from a lot of people who've ended up not doing what they studied in school, because when you're in school you're so focused on, you know, getting this degree, which is, you know, you think is going to get you a job, and then it doesn't, and then you realize the only skills you have are these ones that you can't use. But if you don't have such a focused approach to school and kind of take different classes and what interests you, even if it might take you a little bit longer to graduate, if you have like a more rounded background, that's really going to help. If there's a class you want to take it, even if it's not in your major. Talk to your advisor, see if it can be a distribution requirement somewhere. If you want to be involved in an activity, do it. Just don't put the blinders on and just focus on your major, because there's so much more out there. And yeah, college is about getting a degree, but sometimes that degree doesn't get you a job, and you're going to need other skills in life other than just the ones involved in your major. Also, I spent all of my time studying. I skipped out on a lot of fun stuff because I had tests to study for, I had papers to do, I had projects to work on. I was pretty much all work and no play because, again, I wanted to get those grades and get into grad school and everything. Now that I know that doesn't happen in my life, I would tell myself to study less, which is kind of ridiculous. And now I feel like, looking back, if I hadn't studied constantly, I probably would have thought, you know, oh, if I'd only studied harder, then I would have gotten into this school or this program. But honestly, most people I know who got into the graduate programs that I didn't, they were a lot less involved in our pre-professional organization than I was. They studied a lot less. They went to class a lot less. So me being there every single day and doing all that stuff and putting in all that extra time in extracurricular activities, especially ones involved with my major, that did nothing. That didn't help at all. So I really wish I would have had more fun in college and hung out with my friends a lot more, because I know people who skipped class to go see a concert or go see a speaker, or people who went on a road trip and ditched some responsibilities for a couple days, and now they have those awesome memories that they're always going to have. And I have memories of sitting at my computer working on papers and projects and stuff. So if you're in college now, obviously study, learn stuff, but also play and have fun experiences, because you want to look back on college and say, wow, remember all that fun stuff I did? Not, wow, remember all those papers I wrote that got me nowhere? Also, while I was in school, I had no interest in study abroad. Again, I just wanted to get out there as soon as I could, and it wasn't really part of my major. It would have been really hard to do with my major. Now in life, I really want to travel. I really want to go to Europe. I want to go to other parts of this country. And if I would have been in school, that would have been so much easier to do. So I really wish back then that I would have been as passionate as I am now about traveling and seeing the world and going to different countries. The last and most important thing that I would change is that I would stay true to myself and just be myself. I went away to school. I went like 4 hours away to a small town where I knew no one. And at first, I was myself. I, went in, I tried new things, and I had no friends. For like a whole semester, I had no friends. It was really tough. So I just kind of like gradually started changing so I'd fit in with people, and it worked. I did make some good friends in college, I really did, but I really wonder how things would have been different if I would have just been true to myself and not changed for other people and changed so that I would have friends. I'm sure I still would have had friends. They probably would have been different than the ones I ended up having, but again, I made some really amazing friends in college, but I also made some friends who were not so great and who would tell me things like, yeah, don't say that to other people, or yeah, that's a thing you should keep to yourself, or yeah, you shouldn't really do that around other people, like that's weird, you shouldn't do that. And what a surprise, a couple years out of college, I haven't heard from those people at all, and turns out they weren't really my friends to begin with. And again, I do have some people who are like my real friends. Some of you guys are watching this, and you all are awesome, and I know that you guys would be my friend no matter what, because you guys are actual real friends, but some people not so much. So I really wonder how things would have been different if I would have not kind of caved in and acted differently. But if you have no friends for a whole semester, that's really tough. So again, hope all this helps you all. Good luck to those of you who are in school now. Remember all my advice and stuff. Of course, these are based on my experiences, and again, I don't really know if things would have been better or worse or whatever if I would have done things differently. Probably would have ended up pretty much the same, because that's just kind of how it goes. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are doing really well, and I will see you all next week. Bye.